Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. I think that's yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. We all know the deal. We know what's going on. I'm gonna load.
Yes.
I'm gonna load this real quick. We can go ahead and get started. Yeah. All right. So welcome everyone to the design and writing workshop collaboration. We're gonna be focusing on writing Pookiedex entries. So yeah, glad you guys can make it. And we're gonna go. Oh yeah, be presenting it. Yeah, they put their cat on the mic. That's why. But yeah, all right. Oh, you're not supposed to see that yet.
Oh.
All right, let's see. I think they can see that now. All right. So yeah, just like the slide says, we're gonna be going over like the importance of and the gameplay built around like Pokedex entries, and um, I put this little blurb as well. We welcome all of you today to explore with us the fascinating nature of fantasy nature. Whoa. Wait. Okay. Yeah, that's a Wendigo. Yeah. And then we're gonna go ahead and just do some quick housekeeping. So can you guys go ahead and scan the QR code? So for the people online today, I believe you can find, or actually, would it be possible to send that link into the Discord as well? Because I don't know if everyone here is going to be able to scan it, but you know, it's always good to double check. It's always good to be safe. This is week 6. Yeah. You can select either design or writing, and you can get some raffle tickets. Two raffle tickets. Hey, don't be cheating like that, okay? We check. We're like Santa Claus. We check the list twice.
You hypothetically get 67 submissions on this Google Docs, and all saying which one they go.
Oh, they're all different.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Even though it's all attached to like the same email, but it is.
Yeah, they'll never know.
Yeah, they'll never.
No one will ever know.
All right. So we all good on that? All right. We can move on. We can go ahead and just get started. So what are Pokedex entries? And go ahead and move this. So Pokedex entries are the Pokemon franchise's like primary source of storing information about unique creatures in encyclopedic manner. They're basically the stepping stone for the player to discover and research more about the creatures that inhabit the world of Pokemon, ranging from their native region to their stats. I feel like if any one of you guys have played at least like one Pokemon game, you are familiar with having to like go through the Pokedex entry. Maybe you are more of a collector mindset. Maybe you just want to like do or like what they've always advertised as collect them all. Like, you know, I feel like it's kind of something that we just take for granted. It's just a system that's so like built into the franchise that you're like, oh, I can't really imagine a world without it. But yeah. But if you don't mind taking it.
Yeah. Okay. So why do they matter? There's a couple reasons. There's gameplay wise and like story wise. So we have our like ecological reason, which is why do they exist? Why are they in a given location? So ice type and snow regions. One of the things we'll be doing today is their habitat. So you're gonna want to think about where the Pokemon lives and all that. So it's kind of like the lore of Pokemon. It's also like the power level, like how strong Pokemon is in our pretend Pokemon world. They're all supposed to be similar strength, but the descriptions can hint at kind of like how strong they are compared to other Pokemon, or maybe they are stronger normally, but in this scenario they're not. And there's also mechanic tie-ins, their abilities, their move pools, evolutions, which we don't have. But there's a few things you can do in the Pokemon entry that will tie into the actual game.
So we know that the Pokedex entry is the player's main method of learning about a Pokemon's nature. Collecting Pokemon is made to be an engaging mechanic to the more competitive crowd of players looking to build like strong teams. But if that is simply the case, why add the textual descriptions about their biology, right? It feels like it's not really something that's needed. But simple truth is, Pokemon are real creatures. What? I'm just kidding. They're like real creatures. They're not obviously like.
Come on, man.
Well, they're not like the real like. You can go ahead. Okay, go ahead and move on. So if you don't mind taking over for a bit.
Okay, so there's also the world building and immersion section. So lore and identity basically make it so they're memorable. You have Drifloom stealing children. You have what's that one dragon puppy that like
Dragon?
in Alola? It's like blue. He like watches kids burn down buildings.
Grandpa?
Oh,
Yeah.
Grandpa. Oh my god. Yeah.
What a
Oh,
guy.
Do you know Drifloom is a cat human?
Oh, that's
What?
right.
oh.
It like avoids fat kids. 'Cause it's hard for them.
I like how they needed to mention that it just does not like fat kids. That's messed.
He
Like,
said no fatties.
Fox don't like fat dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too
So,
heavy.
they
Floor.
So you know, like those jackets that the children
Oh
would
yeah,
wear?
the
Like
safety
the
jackets,
yeah.
like the spikes.
I bet they make that for drift too.
Yeah, for your children.
Yeah, anti-dribblings, like those little vests you put on
Yeah.
small dogs.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
for sure.
So there's also like the emotional connection. So do you want Pokemon to feel tragic, eerie, funny? It is also feel powerful, sound powerful, or look really stupid and actually the writing is stupid.
Yeah.
And there's also like the dynamics between Pokemons. So maybe a certain Pokemon is weak to another Pokemon, and you can have that in the thing. I think Durant and Heatmore do have each other's names in their Pokédexes because one is an ant and one is an anteater. So with the Pokemon, you can kind of see like, hey, does this Pokemon make sense to have this sort of enemy? Or maybe like you can even do other type of dynamics like symbiotic and other types of biology lessons.
There you go. All right. So, kind of bouncing off of that as well. So we have a lot of like focus around like the location of a Pokemon, especially. So type distribution for one thing. It should make sense why those Pokemon can be found in that biome, like not only for the extrinsic reasons, but also for the intrinsic reasons, right? Like if you want to find fire type Pokemon or ground type Pokemon, you probably want to find them in a desert. If you want to find like your more like early game kind of Pokemon, they're probably going to be like your normal bug, grass types there. It kind of makes sense, like more foresty kind of areas. Of course, you have some exceptions where you can find some. I think there might be. I could be misremembering this, but I'm pretty sure in Pokemon Legends Arceus, you might be able to find. I think, is there like an ice type in like a plains region? Because I think that's like.
I mean, I think there is. Yeah.
I know you can find Porygon despite there not being computers.
Right. Yeah.
They say it's like a wormhole.
So there are some exceptions to this rule, but it's always a good kind of like framework or a good kind of foundation before you start writing out like a Pokemon's Pokédex entry. You can also, as we mentioned before, write down their abilities and their typings based on what the environment is. Like you can maybe give like a Pokemon like I guess good example is Gigalith. It's just like a whole rock Pokemon. And the whole reason why they have sturdy is because they live in a very like cavernous regions and they need to withstand pressure. Stuff like that is just a good way to really get thinking about how you can incorporate their physical attributes to their environmental like location. Food chains, just like how we mentioned with Heatmore and Durant, it just reinforces like the world's believability. Like there obviously has to be some sort of like food chain going on. You can't just have like a Bulbasaur develop poison typings because they're like, oh, I'm gonna be poisonous all of a sudden. But no, it's probably because they were probably being hunted down by some other like predator or just needed for like surviving against like other prey as well. Yes.
You know that Magikarp is mostly made out of bone, but it's considered dead with sea conditioning.
Really? I did not know that. The bear Pokemon. All right. So yeah, it's pretty shocking, honestly. But not really. I have a feeling you guys already knew that. But having mentioned this earlier, it is a diegetic tool that mimics an encyclopedia in structure and in content. All the natives of the Pokemon world are familiar with and use the Pokedex on a daily basis for identifying Pokemon's biology. Like we understand that it is a tool that is not only useful to us, but it is useful to the people that live in the Pokemon. Like they haven't developed the Pokedex because they're like, oh, we need to just have it because it's like we already know everything about the Pokemon. It's like they're researching it just as much as the players are by like playing through the game. But that being said, we'll take a look at some examples to really compare how real world biologists identify our own creatures. So Hunter, if you don't mind, just taking over for a little. Let me go.
So Flamigo, this is from Scarlet, obviously. You can read it. This Pokemon apparently ties the base of its neck into a knot, so the energy stored in its belly does not escape from its beak. So this is actually a fighting type Pokemon. This is one of the only I think this Pokemon has a silly design because it doesn't look like the type, but the Pokédex entry gives a little insight into like, oh, this is why it's a fighting type. There's also another, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Houndstone, a lovingly mourned Pokemon, was reborn as Houndstone. It doesn't like anyone touching the protuberance atop its head.
I like that word.
Same thing, it's giving a little bit of background. A lot of ghost Pokemon have like this little excerpt at the beginning. It's like, this is a dead Pokemon. But it's the same thing as it gives a little bit of a insight into the type, and then it does a little bit like of a lore and interaction with this design. Garganackle. Salt Pokemon. Garganackle will rub its fingertips together and sprinkle injured Pokemon with salt. Even severe wounds will promptly heal afterwards. So I think they added this because they wanted to give the cook NPC a useful Pokemon. And you can see that in the Pokédex entry. So like they gave him Garganackle and he's like, oh, he's a chef. It's like sprinkle salt. So you can do like funny interactions, and then you can see like, oh, it's like he probably should have some sort of heal ability. I actually don't know if he does.
He has an ability called Soul Cure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it basically goes into its ability and its design, and then maybe a little bit of its personality. So like if it showed up in the anime, they would probably have a scene where it sprinkles salt.
It is a bit interesting to know. Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking, it's how much do you consider like the size? Because I was thinking about, you said the chef carries it around for salt. And I'm thinking about the logistics of carrying like what's essentially like a 13-foot tall golem around. Because you're like, well, I don't want to have a salt
Yeah, it goes
shaker.
into a Pokeball as long as you're not like inside someone's house.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. That's
You just like put it in the ball and you're like,
hey, let me pass the salt.
like go outside.
I don't think we have. Sorry, Wesley, and then to Melina.
I guess just wondering, are they usually just like 1-2 sentences?
It's generally, I think the longest I've seen is 3 sentences. Especially when it references other Pokemon.
Yeah.
Have you seen other ones that are long?
I'm pretty sure for some legendaries might have an exception where they might have like at least a paragraph, just dedicated to lore, but that's about it. So it's good to follow like the 1 to 2 sentence rule. And then Melina says, I don't think we have abilities either, do we?
Yeah, so for this activity, this is basically making all the departments work together to make a finalized game. So there's actually working Pokemon in Engine, in Unity, and then we'll be adding this to them. So those don't actually have abilities. They only have design and moves and cries. So yes, no abilities, but you could headcanon abilities.
Oh, they say gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go over a little bit more and just compare them with some real world animals. So go ahead and show off the flamingo, or yeah. So you could tell that when they were naming this, naming Flamigo, they weren't exactly being too creative with the name. Shocker. But yeah, so just like how we've seen them before, it's basically just based off of a real world flamingo. And yeah, they're low-key kind of cool birds. Well, no, they're high-key cool birds. They're pink just because of their diet as well. But they also have long legs that are meant to also like fend off like other like predators as well. It gives them a good range advantage, and it kind of makes sense with their fighting type. But instead of using their neck as like the main source of attacks, they use their legs because they're able to use a lot more kinetic energy now, kind of like other birds of prey as well. And we can go on and check out Houndstone's inspiration, the Catalan sheepdog. So, of course, by its design, very shaggy, very hairy dog. But we also know that they're meant for like herding and like rounding up like a lot of like farm animals. So their job is solely dedicated to working with humans as well. They're very loyal breed as a result, and that's why we have a more, I would say, for Houndstone's entry, it's definitely a little bit more like emotionally charged as a result by saying that it was a beloved Pokemon in its past life. And then
My favorite animal.
Garganackle. It's a salt block. Salt blocks make food tasty. Although it is interesting that it says that the entry for Garganackle, I say Garganical. I don't know how
Oh,
you pronounce it.
Garganical?
Like gargantuan.
I always say
I think that's right.
that sounds
How it's
more right.
pronounced.
I say Garganackle because it's like knuckle like salt. Like
Yeah, like
That's how I
NaCl.
read it.
yeah.
But Garganic.
Yeah, the way you say it might actually.
That sounds
be
more
canon
correct for
in
like
this.
gargantuan.
Mm.
That's
But okay, yeah, in that case, Garganical, based off of a salt block. Salt blocks in real life, you use them kind of like how you would use a cast iron pan, except that because it's a salt block, you don't really need to season it with salt. Shocker, how that works. But yeah, it's obviously meant to assist like with like what you said, the cooks like NPCs in the game to kind of give a lore reason as to why Paldea has a very like cooking centric like kind of culture as well. But it's also funny because the entry says that it sprinkles Pokemon with salt and on wounds. We don't do that.
painful.
Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna.
I will say though, the names differ in Japanese. So like Flamingo is actually like Caramingo, which is just
Oh.
flamingo with karaoke in front of it because they sing in game.
Oh,
So like it's a little different,
yeah.
but like generally the names are similar in both languages.
So we kind of got screwed over in the English.
Yeah.
I mean karaoke flamingo is also not that original.
Yeah, but
Uh,
still, it's like better than just knocking out a
Yeah, I don't. Do you know Houndstone's like
Japanese name.
his like title? Like Flamigo is the synchronized Pokemon.
Wasn't it like the
I'm not
beloved
sure what the
Pokemon?
title is.
Is he like the dead dog Pokemon?
That sounds about right.
Wait, it's right. It's the next one.
Oh,
It's the ghost dog Pokemon.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Almost.
Well, I really cleared it up.
Yeah, yeah. So what's Garganicles?
I assume it's like the salt
Big
block
man.
Pokemon.
Oh, the big man.
It's the big man.
The very
Carry his
big-
hair around.
I don't know. I assume they are all from like the evolution line, so it's probably just like the salt block Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think it's rock salt Pokemon.
Rock salt?
It is rock salt Pokemon
Oh.
because it has to work for the whole evolution.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. But yeah, other than that, we can see that there's a lot of like correlation to real world animals and Pokemon's animals. You know, kind of makes sense why that's the case. But yeah, in any case, Hunter, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So, how to write these entries? So we're gonna start with the art because the art's already in. Normally, you might try to do it together, but the art's right there. So look at the art. What emotions does the design evoke? What real world inspirations does it draw from? How does it move? Does it look strong, sneaky, fragile? Do your best to kind of try to pull from the art, and then you can listen to the cry to see does it sound big and powerful or small? Does it hint at an ability, speed, or personality? Because we have the cry, so the sound and the art. And then ask, why does it exist? Just like Chikorita there, why does it exist? What role does it play in its ecosystem? Just, you can kind of make it up. Does it have a predator-prey dynamic? Does it have something else? And then how does it interact with trainers or other people?
Yeah.
So this is a quick thing. This is what it looks like in Engine right now. So you can pick your team of 6. We have Team Scarlet and Team Violet, and there's 18 Pokemon to choose from. So our ask for you today is to basically get as many Pookiedex entries as possible. for these guys.
So yeah, it's time for some field exploration. So we'll be choosing one or more Pokemon or Pokemon, sorry. Yeah, Pokemon from the drive as well. The link is on the slide, but it will be offered by Hunter shortly. And all you got to do is just choose one of the Pokemon to your liking. You can fill out the details for whatever Pokemon you choose. But remember, what we're looking for is the Pokemon name. All of them are pretty much named, so you want to make sure like you take what the name is into account when you're writing these their titles. You also want to take their height and their weight into consideration. Like, do they look like a big lumbering creature, or do they look like a little itty bitty, like kind of little critter? Of course, you might have some cases where the littlest like looking of bugs or like plants or whatever might actually be like huge and whatnot, but that's totally up to you to decide on the details for that. And then of course, the main reason why we're all here, the Dex entry. What exactly about them is like unique to them? Like, what do they do in the Pokemon world? Like, what is their purpose for existing, right? And of course, we have the habitat. Where is it found? Why does it live there? And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna dedicate most of the time we have right now to just going through the drive. The link will be offered in both the game design Discord and the writing Discord. So you'll go through that, go through the drive, set up all the details and whatnot. And we also got a couple of tips for making a great entry. So if you don't mind sharing as well.
Yeah, so there's a few tips. Look at the design. What does it tell you? Imagine its cry, basically like the same thing I said before. And then why does it exist? There's a few things you have to do. The Pokemon's actual like size, you have to kind of imagine its size based on like what it looks like. So they all are the same like same-ish height in the drive. But which one are you writing about? And then make sure you do that short descriptor. And then I think we go to the next slide. It's all of the Pokemon.
Yeah, so we got over here the bounty board as well.
Oh yeah, who is the garden eel Pokemon?
Oh no! Wait, it's so weird because it.
Oh yeah.
Why did it do that? I can't go back.
That's okay.
Oh,
But
never know.
it's Wiglet.
I forgot.
And now we have over here the bounty board. So these are all the Pokemon that are in the project.
Yeah, they're all programmed. So
You can take a look at all of these Pokemon that are already like in the project. Fill out the details for whichever one stands out to you. And yeah, basically just go nuts. Yeah.
is there another?
No, that's it, right? Yeah. The last slide is a surprise though.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's about it. So we got time to get started. I did see two chats. Okay, Melina calls dibs on
Get Chroma, Lilyville, and Implet. That's funny. Implet is the bottom left one. Get Chroma is the bottom right one, and the cat
Lilibol.
flower is the
Lilibol. We have
Guys.
Implet. Yeah. I'm assuming. Oh, let's hide that. I'm assuming you're the one that created them. I have a bit of a hunch. Yeah, bit of a hunch there. Yes, I had a feeling. Yeah.
And you can write these down on paper as long as you put them in the chat later, or you can open a Google Doc in their folder, or you could just put it in the chat.
Mhm.
Any of those will work.
Yeah, should we say which one we take to avoid picking the same one?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just type it out in like whatever channel you're in. Though I would recommend
Writing chat.
Yeah, writing chat. Be sure to let everyone know who you are taking in. So for example, yeah, Melina over here, she's already got dibs on her own creation. So make sure you guys are letting each other know what entries you are writing like the Pokemon for.
And if you want to just have me tell you what the name is so you can find the folder easier, you can just ask what their names are.
Yeah. So right now I'm just gonna go back a slide. No, I'm gonna reveal it if I do this. Wait.
Everybody close your eyes.
No, it's on the stream. It's not on the.
Yeah,
You cannot go back.
I'm gonna stop sharing. You won't see it.
The far right middle, the cat. The bottom left imp. The bottom right monster hunter.
I was just gonna say it looks just like the big okay.
Someone took the Metroid one.
Oh,
Oh no, the
It's like
Zenine.
the Wendigo one too, didn't it?
Wendigo is Rebound. Rounded,
Right?
right?
Renowned, I think. Renowned. Around?
Around. Reverend.
Renowned.
Benevolent. That sounds right.
Okay, so yeah, I just like naming. So we got Crush Shield, top left. We got
Which one?
the name.
Which one?
You're
The,
in too deep.
The bug?
Yeah.
Vanillus?
no, that's Vanillus.
Oh, you're talking about the bug.
Thing.
Serratus? Serratus?
Serratus, yeah. Like serrate.
Yeah.
Then we have Shubel, but I believe Shubel already has like
Jewel does not have an entry.
not in the one of the Pokemon here already have like the name and like their description. I don't know though.
It's not Jewel.
It's not Shubel.
The Jewel only has its like gangster font.
Ah, gotcha. Then we have Dittu. We have Doom, not near, because that's the joke. Is that people say niece when it's actually nice, the way it's spelled. Then you have Monsieuru, the mushroom with a top hat. Then you have Wormanide. Then you have is that Rindle?
That is Rindle.
Is it Rindle or Rindle? Like
Either or.
okay.
I guess it's technically Rindle, but Rindle stuff.
I think I like Rindle. Rindle. Then we have Mafferat. We have
I think it's Zenny.
Zemin, I think.
Zemin. Yeah.
Then we have Liliball. We have Implet. We have Frostbite. We have Lagomockley. We have Yshear. Indrap. Devowan?
That sounds right.
Devowan. And Gekroma. Genshin.
I think it's Haley, so I assume it's his.
No, Haley's is
What?
Indrap.
What?
It's Indrap.
Oh no, Devour. That's not you. That's the Wendigo.
The Wendigo one.
Like, can you go back to the slide for like a
Yeah. There we go.
I wonder who made.
Who made what?
I don't know who made those work.
Oh, I have. That's my creation.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, you are all the pixel ones.
The pixel ones are all mine. I struggled with drawing them out at first. I don't think my
don't mind me saying, but I will say like more like an eel than a bug.
Really?
it kind of does with the color scheme. Yeah,
It's a fin. You know? It's a fin.
it's the fins. I would have wanted to go for a more like because the whole name is like a worm, like a lindworm.
Yeah. No. You know what you should do instead of cover dance? Tail glow. Plus two.
Tail-
like that.
You could tell I'm not too like into like competitive Pokemon that much because I wouldn't have known that Tailglow was a viable like option.
Plus three special attack.
I don't know, man. I'm not. I didn't know it like that.
The funny thing is
Yeah, Elisha, you're good to go. Yeah. Oh no! Hold on, go back. Yes, there we go.
was
Yeah, that was close. I think now's a good time to just start the thing.
yeah, you should.
I'm going to. Oh yes, we have a chat. For wait, how do you pronounce that?
PPK?
Puki.
It's from
I love
Monster.
Puke Puke.
Oh.
But we love Puke Puke.
You said them looking, he's my favorite one.
I think it's just funny that that Pokemon is not poison.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But also
Maybe
it's
that's
like
too obvious.
there's like 6 steel. Oh, till Monster Hunter Wilds.
I'm so
I'm not gonna
excited.
buy it.
I don't even have the consoles that it's on.
Why would I get it?
I'm just gonna be really
I'm not
excited
buying
and watch other people play it. I don't have Rise yet. Yeah.
I should play it. I didn't like the
Vix, I think you should be
Pokemon.
good if we're taking Monstero. Yeah, if no one's replying about it.
the pipeline.
I'm deep in the pit. I don't even have Ice One. Getting off of that. I vibe this in heavy. This would be my a volume. I like this Bohemian. I think he's in oh my god, it's a gun. I was like, oh, what a silly, is an evil Rattata? And then I looked down.
I wonder. Like,
I thought he was going like this.
yeah,
In fact, he's armed.
he's got the brick.
He does have the.
Yeah. I wonder what the lore reason for that is. Did
Yeah, is
Moffat
it
get it?
Really a gun?
Well, he has his own game.
What,
so,
for
Yeah,
real?
it's Bill's game.
Oh, right.
That's Bill's Pokemon.
Rat gun game.
You can play Rat Gun Game coming to you soon on Steam.
I knew I chose the right guy. Not to be dramatic, but this is my new source. He's
So
like,
General has like blog.
yeah, I was gonna say the support that he gives is taking out people that I don't like. I just hold out my hand and he jumps out.
Get
Get down. Get
I
down
will-
when you're resident. We should all draw ourselves with the Pokemon that we choose. I think that'd be rad. I wanna know what Mafia. Oh, you have no evolutions, that's true.
That's true. Oh, like what it would evolve. I think we would get a what that thing's called, a Tommy gun.
Oh, I was like, I rather he becomes like a big rat.
Oh,
He doesn't
hold
really
on.
sound-
More chats.
Yeah, he's just a bigger
The
rat.
fat rat
Oh.
by Unity.
Melina says they didn't go poison because then it'd just be a clone.
Oh,
We're measuring Pokemon height. We are measuring both. We're measuring both height.
No,
Oh wait, no.
height and weight.
Height
So
and weight.
height, but I think it's height.
I think.
Not because length would be like she's saying like is she measuring
Yeah.
it on the tail? I think it's height.
Wait, Mothra has
I think that
body
sounds right.
slam?
It does have body slam.
I'm pretty sure.
It's just a rat.
Very small.
Oh, it's just aura.
I think it,
There's
the moves are in the
an
spreadsheet.
info. Power off. What a marketable.
It's been in the
question.
past. It's probably even been in the past. I'll put it in the chat.
Does anyone have shoe bowl?
Someone.
I don't think anyone is. Yeah, no one's taking shoe bowl, so you should be good. Whoever said that question.
Hey. You take it.
I forwarded the spreadsheet with all their moves and the type distributions. And then listen to the prize too, if they exist. I don't know if they all
Yeah, I
have.
see one right
One I haven't committed.
now. What does?
Not the rainbow.
Yeah, rainbow. Useless little bot. Stupid little bot. I'm.
5-pound bug? Damn.
Oh, you
thick.
can change the weight, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Change the weights and the heights. Those are just for like programming reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my rat is very dense. He is 4,000 pounds.
You can add an ability.
He's got a whack.
Will-
Add an ability.
Will it or change it?
Okay.
Will
add
it-
an ability.
Will it get it?
Ooh, I have an idea.
You can do it.
We have idea.
We can. Got it.
Stay the line. Is Mothra's cry just a gunshot?
I think this week
That's perfect.
Cause I just That's so funny. It doesn't say anything. It just shoots the gun in the air.
The rain was hitting me at an angle. So like I had the umbrella, but it was
Yeah.
Oh
That's what you
man,
do
it's like a little like a
yeah, no, I was
cherry.
going to, but not on my back.
Okay.
Oh,
So
where
my
should
shitty
you-
writing
Makes a
stuff
whole
together.
cherry.
Where should we put our descriptions?
Oh, I was gonna say.
I think writing channel works for now. Yeah.
Oh, I think this had-
Doesn't work.
We'll find out when we add it to text. It like explodes.
I don't, I think you should just do it in the.
When I was realizing that, everyone was like,
Well,
"There's
you
making
might be
spreadsheet automation for this, and that way you
you-
guys.
That's good, yeah. Stay warm, man. Stay warm.
I was thinking about doing it myself, like later.
right when I.
The events
Show off.
that actually work.
Because I really have a spreadsheet.
It's not an
Well, that's what I'm
event.
thinking, like, you guys already have a sentence, it's like, why don't you just make the hookup for it?
Ooh, actually, for height and weight, I think whatever whatever measurement unit you're comfortable with, just stick with that.
It's in meters and kilograms.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh, well, we can
But
confirm
we can
that.
convert if you.
Yeah.
Wait, what units? Meters and kilograms. It's like Pokemon.
What?
But you can do
metric
pounds.
system, right?
Why he can only fly and tackle.
Because he's supposed to be really weak.
Yeah.
But you can change the moves too. I think Tim didn't add the moves. That's why. Tim only did like the name and the stats.
Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.
I gave him dog tips.
That's
Don't
revenge.
change the moves if you can, but you can change the Pokédex entry to like pretend like you have a different.
Have a nefarious little idea. Oh, and they don't have titles yet? They don't have.
They do not have titles.
They do
You,
not have
you have to make
titles.
the title.
Gotcha.
Is that like in?
Oh. You know what Rive is? It's it's like, it's kind of like Epmod in the sense that like you get, it's a third party thing. But like, it's basically if the game animated was actually good. You can animate a spawning thing.
Oh.
Because in Unity animator, I tried doing a spline, it doesn't detect it. Yeah. And it's literally the same with both things, like you have to. That also technically means that you just build it. All you gotta do is fucking buy it. Yeah. And it's free.
Is it better to give things in metric or
Metric is in preferred. We'll just have to convert it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no rules.
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
Yeah, there's a strict HIPAA guide.
No, don't open
This is
that can of worms.
Gardevoir plushie.
I
Yeah.
saw it, I'm so afraid.
No, it's funny.
First they came for
No.
Lucario and I did not speak out because I was not a Lucario fan. Then they came for Gardevoir. And did not speak out because I didn't came to Gardevoir.
They know their audience.
But it's funny.
They sure do. They know who has money,
They're like,
I should say.
oh no, what would that do to her? And then she's just like wearing like funny outfits.
Yeah. What a heck.
They
of
put her in a
person.
car. Like,
Could you imagine driving past that on the
You
highway?
and crackers.
Me and my baby. What is it? One hand is driving, the other is gripping your thigh. But it's the Gardevoir.
passenger princess.
No,
It's actually Gardevoir gripping my.
Hell yeah.
one meme where it's like, oh, it's just me and my girlfriend with her $500
Oh.
plushie. It's like,
Oh
Yes.
so much expensive Gardevoir.
They just put out a Slowpoke one.
I want the Slowpoke
Actually,
one.
the slow that one's pretty cute. That one.
I want the Altaria one. That's so cute. I want the little bone.
I saw like I saw a video. Yeah, I saw a video of, like some little kid who loved Slowpoke so much and they bought her that.
Yeah,
and
I
it
saw
was-
that.
It was big enough for her to use as a bed.
Yeah, it was almost as tall as the guy.
Yeah. It's chunky. It's like big. He's like round too, and not flat. He's like rotund.
He's just a
He's
real.
like a small hippo. He's like
Yeah.
actually like.
He's dense.
Oh yeah, he's real dense.
Yeah, make sure he's from party stuff.
Poke versus Hippo?
I don't think Slowpoke would even be aware of what's
I don't
does it
think
the-
Slowpoke-
does it know it's alive? That's Slowpoke. No, he doesn't. He does not know.
They should make the next on the shopping block. They should make Snorlax. Less as Snorlax. That'd be
have
so
one.
expensive.
Not a life
That's a
size one.
beanbag.
I think we saw one at Pokemon Worlds. It was like all pretty much like half of actual life size.
I want the life size. It's gonna be so expensive.
How big is it?
Don't ask about it.
Like 2 years.
That's not bad. Like that.
There's no birds.
That's 6'4". There's 2 meters, right?
Oh, there it is.
Wait.
Oh, there it is.
I
I
think
feel like I'm underestimating size.
never underestimated.
Oh, I can carry it.
Oh, 6'11". He's 2 meters and 10 centimeters.
Oh my god, it's the Finnish Grand Pacer test?
Fitness Grand Pacer test is really fast.
I mean, that's, the lines is really high. Also, I don't want all of them to be like that, like, all at like the same time, that say something like space.
Oh my god, I'm gonna say weapon, it's a gun. It's a gun, straight up. It's a gun, bottom text. I'm unironically very proud of this. I actually very much enjoy this entry. I like him. I think you just posted here, right?
I will. Fair enough.
I will say, the fact that you figured out, I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Note that for the bill, I already have. And I saw in the Pokedex that they didn't have the in front of it, they just had like.
Yeah, it's just, yeah,
Yeah, so then when they put it in the title.
it would just be the.
It'll just be the actual-
Out of curiosity, how should we interpret the like attack stat? Like, is 160 really high?
Yes.
Yes.
If it's
Very
above,
perfect.
on the
Okay, why does
spreadsheet,
Montreal have a
No.
base stat total of 500?
they all have a base stat.
Oh
For
my
whatever
God.
reason, Brindle is at 160. I think it's the highest.
Yeah.
of
I,
them.
Brindle was absolutely.
What's the other stats? What's the other stats?
they're low.
Like, I went and.
Look at the BST for Montferrat. Check this out.
Is it a glass cannon?
I mean,
It has
Check
good
this
defense,
out.
I think.
It's honestly decently. It's
Yeah.
decently tank.
it's got 80 HP. That's
Yeah, all mine knows is
Yes,
skill. Although
okay.
that's 100%
Yeah.
kill rate.
If it has listen, wisdom it's a very high priority move. So
You
it
can
doesn't
see
give you speed.
the tier by the color on the spreadsheet.
Class?
Because if it's above a certain number, it's like green,
Okay.
green, I think. And then if it's below a certain number, it's like orange.
I have a
What's-
question.
Yes.
What
Look at that- look at that BST.
Jeez.
What is this?
They're like,
attack?
it's like
Why would-
woodlands,
why would it need-
Arctic.
Okay,
There's,
I mean, I guess
there's
100
preset
special stats because
stats.
gun.
I looked up the list.
I assume because
Yeah.
my favorite projectile weapon. God.
I don't have access to the project.
I do like
A
the
shield- a
attack is
shield
a
make
little
of it.
higher. I presume you could.
Okay, but like,
violence.
okay, but like, what's it gonna use with who was the gun?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
I
Is there any-
suppose I like the idea that
There
it,
is.
it knows
Hyper
speed-
beam.
It knows speed up for sure.
Religion
Hyper
investigate.
beam was
Is that
the
the
gun.
standard we're
That's
using?
Yeah, no,
the thing.
when I was.
I do like that.
Well, yes, but I would, I think for this case, I don't think it's too, important to worry about the semantics of like singular and multiple. You should be okay with going with, any, I know you just said, like, you also said in the chat, or in,
I think you
the channel.
like
500 BST.
yeah, I've written it down as they though, in multiple. I think it's fine. You shouldn't worry about the semantics too much.
Balls. And so I said Sigma balls, and then she said Sigma balls.
There's grassland, forest, water's edge, sea, cave, mountain, rough terrain, urban.
Can you take a screen of that and just put it beside that or write in chat?
Yeah.
Are there
Sure,
creeks and
that's
small
not like very
ponds?
stable or
Yeah.
something. I'm leaving.
Creeks and small ponds?
They're like
Then there'd be water's edge.
water's edge.
Yeah. Shorelines?
Water's edge is the term in game.
Really?
I mean, it says that it's like anything that's like river, beach. That's weird. though.
Also, does Discord look weird now?
Wait, 5 days.
It depends who you are.
Again?
Like.
That is weird. There's no like mark.
There's no
Like,
mark.
they don't.
Maybe it's need a mark. I was thinking like
Oh,
anywhere,
I see.
anywhere with like that could have a creek. Could have a.
Like a
And when Andrew was
Small
on me,
pond.
I saw like actually.
Even like a.
For like
park.
something in Friday, I remember.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if you just minding your own business and then you just fight like a Gyarados. Up like a
Well, I
pond.
was thinking like Windle is like, it looks like a water strider. It's like, well, anywhere with water would work.
I'll be there in the city.
And also that's supposed to be cheese, by the way. His
Windle is cheese.
No,
Oh,
the-
it's a
the-
wheel of cheese.
It's a wheel of like rhyme, like cheese rhyme.
That's-
He's based on the French cheese with the mites.
That's so cute. I love that.
Alright.
I need
They're
a
also
ring.
adding more.
I wonder why they don't have like desert and
I
just
need a
rough
Marco
terrain.
Puffy of the sky.
Hello, did you put something on the slide?
Don't look at that.
Don't look at it.
That's a surprise for that.
Whatever you do, do not look at it.
It's a funny surprise. Thank you. Hello, Cole.
Setting up for
Yes, you're all good here.
if I can turn it.
Oh,
We should finish off.
yeah, okay. So we're just gonna finish off the recording early as well, but we're gonna finish off the slides because we just want to say thank you and just give production some time to set up. But yeah, thank you guys for coming as well. Oh, no, it's because there's a surprise at the end. So I'm just gonna go ahead and
I'm very.
yeah, go. But yeah, we just wanted to say thank you guys for coming. That's a surprise.
That's
That's a surprise.
keeping that because my username is YouTube Gamer, so I'm gonna keep that on lock for sure.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming. We hope
Like I said, thanks.
thanks with like a bunch of
New
periods.
profile picture on lock.
Thank you guys for coming as well. Next week, Zion, do you mind sharing?
Next week is actually gambling.
Let's go get.
Oh.
And the time will be decided by when to meet. We send out like this weekend.
Mhm.
And then the week after that, we're doing UX UI. And then the week after that is play testing. The week after that is the presentation where we'll show off everyone's work.
And then on writing side, we're going to be showcasing a workshop about deuterogonists and what it means to be on the sidelines. So yeah, thank you guys for coming, and we hope you have a good one. Bye bye. Thank you again.